Welcome back to Rolling History. So it's been a while. I haven't made a video in like 4 months, and even this video is stuff that I recorded like 4 months ago and just never got around to finishing it off. So last video we were working on that seat pan, making the hammer form, and just pretty much right after that I started working on putting all that stuff back in the car. So it took me a good week and a half to really put that together and feel like it was right. And at that point I was kind of burnt out on sheet metal, so I just packed it all back up, put it on the side of the house, and kind of left it. And so today I decided I'm going to finish up that video. I went out to take some short video of the parts in the car because I never got that far when I did it, and I noticed that the tarp that I had over the car was completely just done. So it's about time to get back on that car and make some progress, at least buy a new tarp. So you'll see in the video I put everything back in, fit it all up, welded it in. It was extremely difficult to weld this stuff back in. I know that the old sheet metal was real thin, and trying to weld the new stuff to the old stuff was sometimes just so frustrating. You end up filling up holes. Even at the lowest setting on the welder, it would blow holes. So I did as much as I could. It came out pretty good considering how much extra weld there is on it, and the fact that I'm not a great welder. I have a ton more experience now. Next time I find a car I'm going to restore, there's going to be a little more sheet metal to it because I don't want to do that again. But I did it, and it's done, and it looks good. So let's go take a look. Okay, I've got my Dodge over here in front of the house, and I'm getting ready to weld it all back together, all of the seat risers and stuff. So I got it over here close to the welder, and I've got it kind of leveled up. Well, I got it leveled up. It's a little hard to tell with that piece on there, but once I leveled it up, all the doors started working. Closing, fitting pretty good. I don't know if you remember this door, but that's looking pretty good there. And so I painted all of the underside parts where I won't be able to get to once I weld it in with that Pour 15. And I don't know, I'm not really pro that Pour 15 or not, but I had it, and I just figured I'd get rid of it. I've had it for years. So one thing about that is I learned last time I opened the can, don't get it on your hands. It stays there for like 2 or 3 weeks. You can't get it off. So as you can see, I kind of started putting some of it together already, but I left the majority for today. And I wanted to show you, just before I get going, the difference between the old sheet metal and the new sheet metal. So I've got it all laid out, and let's go take a look at it. Okay, this is the old stuff. As you can see, it was falling apart, or it wasn't even falling apart, it was already apart. So it was just barely enough to get patterns from. And then this is the new stuff. It's all ready to go. I've test fitted a few times, and I think all I need to really do is set it in there and weld it in. So that's what I'm going to do in this episode, and by the time we're done, might be able to actually sit in this car. So let's go get to work on it. All right, here's the rear seat. I've got it all mocked up, clamped into place, and ready to weld. Everything measures out pretty good. And remember that door that wouldn't close before? There we go, and it's all lined up. So everything looks pretty good. All of the doors line up fairly well. So I'm going to start welding it back together and see if it'll hold the body into that position when it's done. You can see I have this stretcher bar across the top. That's kind of pulling the edges in, actually. It kind of got too wide on itself. So I'm hoping once I weld down in the corners over, let's see, over here, that will help those stay in place. And if that doesn't work, then hopefully when we put the wood in, and if that doesn't work, well, I don't really know at that point. That's when we're in trouble. So anyways, let me weld it up and we'll see how it works. Well, I've been working on this for a couple days, and I'm ready to weld that in. I've got all the lower pieces all kind of tacked in there, and that's a pretty big job. That was a lot of fitting, a lot of grinding, a lot of, well, not to mention I'm not a great welder, so a little more grinding than welding, but it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and weld it in, and I'll show you when it's all done. Alright, so it's been so long since I even looked at the car. I actually had it sitting out beside the house with the tarp over it, and I noticed a week or so ago that the tarp is pretty much dust. You can kind of see most of it down in there, but anyways, this is how it ended up. It's actually been a while since I finished this. I did this at the beginning of the COVID thing, and then pushed it over here and kind of let it sit so long that the tarp is no good anymore. But you can see it all fits, and it's all pretty nice. And now we have something we can put our seats onto. So let me see if I can get over to the back. Yep, here's the back seat, riser, all ready to go. They're all welded in. They all fit pretty good. I was pretty happy the way they fit. I just haven't had any, I don't know that it's been time, but I just haven't felt like working on the Dodge lately. So it's just been sitting. I ended up having to make all new little door sills over there. And in the front also, they were, man, everything was really rotted away. Even down in the back here, I had to make that new piece. And it turns out it's almost impossible to weld this stuff, this new metal, to the old metal. The old metal just wants to be gone. As soon as you get it hot, it just goes away. So it was really one of the most difficult things, is to get it all to stick and stay. But I did it, and that's what it looks like now. So this part of the project is over at this point. Now we're getting pretty close. Maybe we can get the radiator done and put some fuel in it and see if we can't get it to run. But for now, I know it's been a while and you guys haven't seen a video, so I wanted to get something up. So all right, we'll see you next time. All right, thanks for watching this episode of Rolling History. I mentioned earlier that we're going to try and put some tires on the car, get the radiator redone, and then give it a shot at starting it up. I'm not sure how that works in my time frame right now, and so I don't know when I'm going to be back with that video. There may be some other things I can tackle in the meantime. Yeah, as you know, tires are not cheap these days, especially those old ones. So I don't know when I'm going to get to that. Maybe I'll just have the radiator rebuilt. Maybe we can start it up first. I don't know. But anyways, we'll just keep plugging along, doing something. I mean, we'll do something on the car until we finally can drive the car. So anyways, thanks for tagging along, and sorry for the delay getting the last video out or getting this video out, and hopefully it won't be that long for the next one. But we'll see you next time.